Good morning, it's Friday the 23rd of February 2018. Welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk, starting in the kitchen today, boys and girls, because we have the new electric tin opener to try out. How exciting. Now, I haven't looked at the instructions yet. I thought we'd just see how easy it is to do first time. So, hang on, the back's a little bit better. Oh, we had a disaster yesterday. I'll tell you about that as the show goes on. All right? Now, here we are, the new electric tin opener, all set up ready, okay? As far as I can see, that's everything you need to do. It's all on there. So, let us refer to the instructions. What's it say? Read these instructions. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it would be handy if I had my glasses. Just a minute. Glasses. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Place the appliance into the power supply. Incidentally, for the Americans who have never seen one, this is a proper plug, my darlings, all right, lovey? Earth, live and neutral on there, proper plug. Not these little flimsy things they have in Europe, or indeed or America. These are little flimsy things with two pins. This is a proper plug, dear, proper plug. Why haven't you got these in your country? Anyway, never mind. Let's plug it in. Okay, so plug that in there, turn it on. Right. Lift the lever to the open position. Must be like that. Open position. Open position. Hold the can with the top rim resting under the metal guide pin and the can resting on the drive wheel. Just a moment, I shall have to get some beans out now, dear. 1 minute. These are my favourite baked beans. Branson, Morrison's 165 for 4 cans. Waitrose and Sainsbury's £2. Oh, I know all the prices, dear. Right, let's have one of these out then. Okay, then what's it saying? Lift the lever to the open position. Hold the can at the top rim resting under the metal guide pin. Oh, is it like... Oh, okay. Is that right? What metal guide pin is that then? Oh, hang on, there's a thing there. No, can't do it. Oh! Right, so that must go under... Hold it there. I don't know. Does that come out? No. Hold the can with the top rim resting under the metal guide pin and the can resting on the drive wheel. Well, I can't do it. Hold the can with the top rim resting under the metal. What is the top rim? What, under there like that? Oh, so the rim's underneath, is it? Okay. And then you push that down? I don't get it. Don't understand. Oh, hang on. Do you have to pull this out? Do you have to pull that out? No, don't think you do. So that's rim resting under the metal guide pin. Okay. Well, isn't there a bloody diagram? Oh. Diagrams. So put that there like that. The rim no, doesn't go in far enough. Don't understand. Oh, hang on. Something happened then. Is it the cans? Is there something wrong with these cans? Oh! Oh, look! It's doing it! Yes, can of baked beans. Well, there we are. I think we'll have another go at that. I can't do it now because I don't want another can open, do I? Well, I have to say, not easy. That's not easy at all to do that. You would think that'd be easier than else. So what's that thing for there then? I don't know what that is. Oh. Anyway, there is our first ever demonstration of the Kenwood can opener. I feel that there might be another one in a few days' time. Keep watching, and now up to the studio, where we shall miraculously change into another outfit. Thank you. The electric can opener from Kenwood, boys and girls. I'm sorry, I cannot endorse or recommend that product. Not easy to operate. Why can't they make things easy to work? That is not easy at all. You would have thought you just slung it under there and... No, nothing. What a lot of mucking around that was. God's sake. Anyway, I'll have another go. I did have another go last night with similar outcomes. Okay? Can't lie to you. I still had trouble again last night with 2 tins of baked beans I had. I shall have another go today. And we'll see how we get on. I mean, is it me? Is it me? Am I the reason that was so difficult to do? Bloody useless things. Let's say hello to some of you joining us this morning. Adam the plumber gets the first message in this morning. Well done. Get in there, Adam. Get in there. Yes. Good morning to Ashley. Ashley's with us. Diane's there. Hello, Diane. SOS Gregorian, good morning to you on Facebook Live. Elaine, good morning, Elaine. Nice to see you as well. I gather you're still doing your radio show with great success. I'm pleased to hear. Ray Reynolds, this has been brought to you by the makers of Ovaltine. No, it hasn't, dear. It's been brought to you by Chris Reardon. We are not sponsored by any shape or form. Incidentally, those of you following the Ray Reynolds illness will be pleased to know that he is now rapidly recovering from his influenza. You often find, actually, older people, like myself and Ray, we recover quicker from flu and colds and things like that because we've had them all already. Yes, you haven't had them yet. Little twinky things running around. Oh, achoo, 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 achoo. Get everything left, right and centre, don't you? Let's have a look here. Good morning to Richard Leedham in Australia. Good morning, Richard. Ferrell is there. Good morning, lovely Ferrell. I need you to open me up, to open up my tins, dear. I need someone who can operate an electric tin opener. Thank you. Good morning, Juan. All right, we still have the triple prongs. What are the triple prongs? I don't know what that is. This is my first electric tin opener. If you're talking about an old electric tin opener, I won't know what you mean. Never had an electric tin opener before. Elaine said we had the same one when we was in Canada. Did you have trouble with yours as well, Elaine? Should it be an angle? Really? I don't see how. No, it's got to go under straight. It won't work if you go on an angle. The little cutting thing won't go in the tin. I'm sure it won't. A Rubik's Cube, I threw mine away. It just annoyed me. Why is there always some kid in school who can do a Rubik's Cube really easily? Oh, look, all the colours match up. Yeah, and what has that achieved? What has that achieved where you've got a cube and matched up all the colours? What does that actually... It's a bit like wearing a piece of jewellery. You know, what does that do? Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Does it? No, same as a Rubik's Cube. Oh, look, all the colours are red. And what? Rubik's Cubes. Good morning, Vectis. Is it the can? I think it is the can. There's something wrong with that can, dear. Let's have a look here. How is your lower back? Thank you for asking, Juan. I'll come to that in a minute. I'm having trouble with my back this morning, as I did last night, okay? Ferrell, is it better than the last one I used in California? You had to turn them on its side. Tuna oil, really? Well, you had to turn the electric tin opener on its side. Well, that don't make sense, does it? Morning, Merlin. Richard said his grandson is 9 years old and he has no trouble with it. That wasn't a put on. I seriously can't work the damn thing. It might go back to Amazon, yeah. I have sent stuff back to Amazon. I bought a tower fat-free or small amount of fat fryer type thing from Amazon. I sent that back. Big glass thing it was. Put the chips in. An hour later, they still weren't done. I only take 20 minutes in the oven. None of this technology works. It doesn't. They keep bringing out this stuff. Nothing works. Nothing works. Thank you. Help me up the stairs, put a blanket over me and open up all the tins you like. Thank you, Ferrell. And you just constantly bring me, food into my bedroom. Good morning, Jackie Can. International singing sensation Jackie Can, who's been on that TV programme. And it's going round and round in my mind at the moment, but I'm desperately not able to think of the title of the programme. You know that one when they are other stars? So Jackie Can was Alison Moyet. Is this love? Ba, 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 ba. And whispering your name. I have worked with Jackie Can many times. I gave up the DJing, Jackie. Did I tell you, darling? Gave up most of the DJing about 6 months ago. I'm glad I did. I do a little bit at Central Station on a Saturday, but not anymore. I've worked her buttons many times, haven't I, Jack? We've shared a plate or two of sandwiches in venues, you and me. We absolutely have. Jackie says, hope I'm well. I hate handheld tin openers. I prefer buying tins that had rings on them. I agree. But the fact is, my Branson baked beans don't have the rings on them. And that's really the only reason I bought that. All the others have got rings on them. You know, you put it under, and here's a little tip for you. Don't use your nail. Okay? Do not use your nail to pull up that ring, because often it's a little bit stiffer than you thought it was going to be in the first place. Now, there are times we want stiff, and there are times we don't want so much stiff. With a can, we don't want stiff. And you can break it out here. Get a spoon, the end of a spoon, just pop up the little thing, and then pull it off with your little old finger. Okay, not that it's an old finger, Jackie. Just want to point that out. I'm not saying you've got an old finger. No. Oh, dear. Let's have a... Oh, poor SOS Gregorian is ill and stuck in bed. I'm surprised I was able to get out of bed this morning. I'll come to that in a moment. Richard said use it a few more times. I shall, and we'll see how we get on. Juan said the plug leading into the electrical socket. One of the prongs is the ground. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. You're talking about the plug. I thought you were talking about the other thing. We're having about 10 conversations here. Merlin ordered some lamps from Amazon a few weeks ago. Still not arrived. 5 weeks now. Just cancel them, Merlin. Cancel them. The seller hasn't even dispatched them yet. Just cancel them and get your refund. Be done with it, my love. Stars in their eyes. Thank you, Ferrell. Stars in their eyes. Who was the host of that? Was that Leslie Crowther? Stars in your eyes. Yes. And you can now get KFC in tins together with a bucket to be sick in, Ray Reynolds says. Oh, it's nasty, that stuff. Don't eat anything like that. I've got some McDonald's news today for you, which might put you off. Good morning to Terry H. Morning, Terry. Haven't seen you for ages. Nice to see you. Vectis, KFC open now. I am hungry. Don't eat that stuff, Vectis. Nasty. Go and get yourself a nice apple, love. No dead animals, please. Don't eat dead animals. Good morning to those of you on YouTube. Andrew Parker, Capital Ties is there as well. Good morning, sir. Paul Mosley is there. Andrew wants a cup of tea. Cup of tea for Andrew. Come round, I'll make you one. You can have Harrods English breakfast tea if you want. I've ordered some more of that. I've nearly run out. I've tried all these different teas. There's nothing that tastes quite like Harrods English breakfast number 14 tea. Or Harrods number 14 English breakfast tea. Try that one. You'll have to order it. It's about £10 for 200 grams. You can order it online. They send it round to you. It's all right, okay? Hammer and chisel, I should have used, Andrew said. You're quite right. You're quite right. Hammer and chisel would be the one. Andrew says, I thought karaoke was going to have to be cancelled. Yeah, so did I last night. I'll tell you about that in a second. Paul can do the Rubik Cube. Well, you're very sad then, Paul. You must have had a very sad childhood to sit there and learn how to do a Rubik Cube. All your mates are out playing, you're sitting there. Oh, they're all green. And? And? So yesterday, after I finished talking to you, I told you I was going to go down the shops. I had hurt my back yesterday morning, as you well know, and it was through lifting new karaoke request sheets. They're over here. Hang on, I'll show you what I was lifting now. and I tried to lift 3 of them all at the same time. Right, so just a minute now. Right. All right. Right, so these are what I was lifting yesterday. See, we're moving around. These karaoke request slips, right? And I cut them up so you get a little square and a double-sided, you know, save the planet and all that love. So there was these, but there were 3 of these. Now this is heavy on its own, and I tried to lift up 3 of them in a box. And as you saw on the show yesterday, I done a little bit of damage on my back. But as is usual with things that where you hurt yourself like that, it's not until later on that it starts affecting you big time. So it was bad enough yesterday. What seems to happen when you do something like that is at the point of it happening, you get it hurts. And then it very quickly seems to get better again. So after I finished chatting to you, I mean, it was a bit of a disaster yesterday, to be honest. After I finished chatting to you, I went downstairs, got my bike out, and I thought, well, I go down the shops now. Can I get on the bike? I'm kind of walking around with pain, but nevertheless, I'm able to walk around. So got my bike out, jumped on the bike. I thought, okay, I can cycle, fine. Because sometimes it's just the walking around that's the problem. Or the laying down that's the problem. You know, you find you do something else, and it's all right. You may remember about 2 years ago, I was bending down and I picked a pen up. Or went down to pick a pen up at the King's Head Theatre Bar where I do the quiz on Wednesday nights. Still there, incidentally. And as I went down, my back went, and oh my God, I thought the pain was so bad. I thought I was going to pass out in the pub, but we carried on, got through it. Anyway, great pain. I'm bent over, can't stand up. But when I sat in the car, I was able to sit in the car and work the pedals and steer with very little pain whatsoever. So I managed to get home. Of course, getting out the other end was a different story altogether. You know, 11:45 at night. There's no one around to help you out. And I struggled to get out of that car. And I think I didn't even put it in the garage. It was so bad. But it's the next day, you see. It's the next day when you can't do anything. Anyway, back to yesterday. So got on my bike and I'm cycling into town, right? And then suddenly I heard a click, 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 click. And I looked at my back wheel, you know, as I'm cycling along. And it's picked up a stick somehow. It's picked up a stick. Now, usually, the stick would just fly off on its own. I thought, oh, I'll just leave it. Click, click, click. And I carried on. Click, 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 click. Oh, what's going on with this? Click, click, click. So then I've stopped and I've reversed so that the stick falls out. Okay? And I thought it had fallen out. And then I went to go forward and we'll come to an almighty stop. Bike won't move now. I've looked down. The stick has only got stuck further in the wheel. Not only that, the wheel has taken it round and it's got caught in the gears and all the gear mechanism on the back is now bent. Oh no, this is all I need. So I managed to get out off the bike. Now, I didn't seem to be in much pain at this point. Got off the bike and I looked at it and I've tried to bend it and that weren't happening. And once a bit of metal is bent somehow, you can't really do anything with it. You try and bend it back, but it's now been weakened. Do you see? It's kind of made in a certain way. You start bending it backwards and forwards, and it weakens the bit of metal. And I thought, oh, God. Well, I was about, a few minutes cycle around from my house, but about 15 minutes walk by now. So I thought, well, I'll just have to walk it back. I'll put it in the car and take it down to the bike shop at Halfords. So I pushed it back. I was able to push it back all right, no problem. I bent the thing back out so it wouldn't touch the wheel. Got back here, got the car out the garage, and I thought, oh, am I going to get this bike? So I then, with my bad back, managed to lift the bike into the car somehow. I don't know how I did it. Drove down to Halfords in town, got it out. I had great difficulty getting the bike out. Not so much it was hurting my back, because it wasn't. It wasn't hurting my back. But it's just awkward, pedals and there's already boxes and things in the back of the car. Got it back out. Now, our Halfords in Bracknell, the cycle department, where you get your bike repaired, is stupidly upstairs. I mean, it begs to believe who on earth decided to put the cycle department of the bike shop up the stairs. So when you bring a bike in to go up the stairs, you've got to carry the damn thing up. There's no lift or anything. So I struggled up with this blooming bike. At this point, the back wheels dropped off. It didn't go down the stairs because, of course, the chain has caught it. But the back wheels now come off, and I thought, oh, God blimey. I looked up the stairs, and there's a young lad working there. There's 2 people being served, 1 person in the queue. Managed to get the bike up the stairs, and then I'm standing there. So he served someone, they've gone. Now the next one has come. It's a young lad with glasses, about 24, 25. And actually, that is the sort of person you want working on your bike. You know, some young lad who's interested in the job he's doing. Not some miserable git who's been there for like 10 years and can't be bothered. No, you know, you want some young lad working on it. It's a little bit like going into Maplins, who are in trouble at the moment, aren't they? Maplins are in trouble. Yeah, they've run out of money, apparently. I'd hate to see Maplins go. Now, when it comes to Maplins, I don't buy anything from... They're very expensive. This is probably why they're going out of business. They're very expensive compared to buying something online. But if you want something quickly, they're there. Do you see what I mean? You don't want Maplins to go. Anyway, so I'm waiting in the queue, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. This lad has not looked over and said, I'll be with you in a minute, sir, or sorry to keep you waiting. Nothing. It was like I was invisible here. I'm invisible here. And I'm getting a little bit impatient. 10 minutes passed. He's still serving this bloke who's buying a bike. And I've grabbed my phone and thought, sod this. I quickly tweeted to Halfords. Been standing here now in a line for 10 minutes. No one has acknowledged my existence. Carried a bike up the stairs, something like that. Is anyone working here? Anyway, and I sent a tweet. A few minutes later, the bloke's bought his bike. I said, hello, sir. Sorry to keep you waiting. What's up, mate? And it was at that point I thought, oh, he's a nice person. And I've sent this tweet. So I explained to him what had gone wrong with the bike. He said, well, let's have a look for you. So he's pulled this thing. He said, yeah, I can do that for you now. Oh, can you? I said, you mean I haven't got to leave it here? No, as long as I've got the parts, I'll be able to do that for you now. It needs that and that. Do you have a Harrods care thing? Apparently you pay them so much a year and they care. I said, no, I don't have that. I just have to pay for it. Okay, he said. I said, would it be less than £100? He said, oh, God, yeah. Much less than £100. All right. So he's on his thing. He's gone out the back. Now, at this point, I felt guilty. I've sent this text, this tweet. So I've gone straight back on Twitter on my mobile phone. And I'm looking, how do I delete a tweet? Because I don't know. We're all quick to act, aren't we? And I've been guilty in this case. We're very quick to act. I'm trying to find out how to do. He's come back out here with these. Yep, I've got the parts, mate. I can do that for you now. Oh, right, okay. Well, I've just got to send this email here. I'm just searching and then I found it, how to delete a tweet. So I deleted the tweet. Hopefully no one saw it. I didn't want to get him into trouble because he was so nice. He was so nice about it all. I said, do you mind if I leave it with you? I said, I've got a little bit of a bad back at the moment, and I really don't. I don't want to have to put it back in the car. If I leave it to tomorrow, which is now today, then my mate will be able to drop me here, and then I can cycle it back without having to put it in my car. He said, yeah, that's no problem at all. He said, make it after 12 o'clock. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. And I come back down the stairs and I'm going to the car, got in the car, went to Morrison's to get a few bits and pieces in there. And that was it, really. Came back here, had some lunch, put my shopping away, watched a little bit of telly. Then I went to bed in the afternoon, as I always do. Then I got up. Oh, my God, the pain in the bottom of my back. So now you've just seen how I walked across the room a few moments ago. I was much worse than that yesterday. Much worse than that. And I've bent over, shuffling along the floor. And the worst thing is going up and down stairs, isn't it? I mean, you can understand people who live in bungalows. Elderly people who live in bungalows. You get it. I get it why they live in bungalows now. But I managed to get up and down the stairs. I did myself some dinner. Used my tin opener for a second time. I've used it twice. A second time, I was no better the second time than I was the first time. I was still having trouble using his damn tin opener. I nearly got the hand crank one back out. Oh, God. And I kind of managed to find it reasonably comfortable sitting on the chair. Sitting down isn't too bad. It's walking around that is the problem at the moment. Walking around. And this is getting no better. My mate came over a little bit later on and we had some tea and that. And I've been to bed now and I've got up again. And it's better than it was last night. So that'll slowly get better. And all this is due to just bending down and trying to pick up a box yesterday. So that's my back at the moment. Now, I did think yesterday I'm going to have to get someone to do the karaoke. I can't move around, but I can move around. You just saw me moving around. With difficulty, I should be able to do the job tonight. So if you're worried about the karaoke tonight at Central Station Bar, Friday night karaoke, 8:30 to midnight, don't worry, I'll be there. I might get my mate to drive us in tonight. So if I do that, you'll meet my best mate. Not sure yet. I may well be able to drive, you see. I think I might be able to sit there. If I'm sitting down now without too much problem, I can move my legs and move my arms and all that. It's the walking around that's the problem. So there we are. I know some of you suffer from back pain. I know some of you have probably got it 100 times worse than me and are in pain most of the time. My heart goes out to you. Just to have this for a few days, oof, it's just dreadful. All right, let's say hello to some others of you. Matthew Kelly, thank you, Ferrell. Hosted, of course, the Stars in Your Eyes programme, wasn't it? I remember that. Ferrell, are you any good at massaging? Do you fancy walking up and down my back for 10 minutes? In that little outfit that you sent me the picture of? That'd be quite nice, I think. Good morning to John Aitken, Matthew Kelly. Yes, said John. Good morning, Danny. He's up in Grimsby, where the fish market is. Morning, Benjamin. Little Benjamin. Very good singer. Morning, Benji. Terry says, I'm watching your shows in YouTube. Had the boiler service today, so off work. Oh, you're British. Are you still British Gas, Terry? Surely you get a discount, dear. Get a discount if you work for British Gas, don't you? Merlin, Leslie Crowler, and more recently, Matthew Kelly. So Leslie Crowler did do the show, did he? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, no, I thought it was, I thought it was Leslie all the way through. Yes, I remember Matthew Kelly. Do you know he went out with a drag act, Dave Lynn? I believe Matthew went out with Dave Lynn for a while. Good morning, Lyndon. Hope you're well. Lyndon is on New Zealand. I met Lyndon. Our meeting was on a place called Norfolk Island in the South Pacific, which is a very beautiful place. Good morning, Kevin. James Dean's there. 2 days in a row, James. You must be so bored sitting on that bus, aren't you, my love? Thank you, Merlin. Same for us. Walk in with your bike and ask, excuse me, where's the bike repairs? Oh, it's upstairs. Oh, it's the same there, is it for you, Merlin? Why would you put a bike repair place upstairs? It don't make sense. Ah, look. A care package with Halfords is 50 quid for 3 years. Silver service. All maintenance free. Just buy the parts you need to pay for. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. My bike, Ferrell, is 10 years old. I was considering, they've got electric bikes there. Have you seen those? They've got electric bikes in there. They're like 1,200 quid, though. They are dear. They look lovely. Now, what was the make of them? It's not Claude Butler. It's a famous brand. Carrier, something like that. With a C, not K. Carrier. I think that's how you say it. They had electric bikes, £1,200. And I did look at them. I thought, oh, that'd be lovely. But on the other hand, if you're cycling because you want to be a little bit fitter, then it's pointless buying an electric bike, isn't it? I mean, they say it makes it easier. Well, if you make it easier, you're not working so hard yourself. So I thought, no. My bike's about 10 years old, maybe 12 years. I think it's got another 10 years left in it. I'm not someone to buy something as soon as it goes wrong. I like to have it repaired a few times, Good morning, Lisa, who's in Australia. Good morning, Lisa. Matthew Kelly. I don't know, Lisa. Have a look yourself, my darling. I don't know the answer to that question. Matthew Kelly is I don't know about that. Don't know anything about that. Is that a new news story, an old one? Have a look, darling. Perhaps if you Google, you'll find something on there. Elaine, here's what I do for a bad back. I sit with a hot water bottle. Done that last night. And I got that spray stuff. That really stinks, doesn't it? Raujex, I think it's called. Oh, it smells vile. She sits with a hot water bottle propped against her back. Apply a cream I suppose that would be the same as the Rowjack stuff that my mate sprayed on. That was quite funny. He it was my mate that he said, "Have you got any Rowjacks?" I said, "Yeah, but I don't want it. It stinks, that stuff. I'll just use a..." No, get it out of the cupboard. Get it out of the cupboard. And I had a dressing gown on. He said, "Where is it?" I said, "Well, it's just at the top of my back." And he's put his thumb on it. I moved it down. I said, "Down a little bit. Down. Okay, slightly. That's it. That's it. You're on there." Psst, psst. And of course, this stuff is freezing cold, isn't it? Absolutely freezing cold. Morning, Courtney. Ray Reynolds, Leslie Crowler and his wife Jean were the Ovaltinis. Did you know that? When children on Radio Luxembourg 208. From Italia Conti Stage School. I should have gone to a stage school. I could have been an actor. I could have been the new James Bond, I reckon. Yes, get a folding bike. I've seen those Brompton bikes, but they got little wheels, aren't they? You have to pedal harder with little wheels. I don't want to be doing that. Peter Branch in Brazil. Good morning, Peter. Okay, Ashley, see you later. Lee's birthday. Okay, well, if you're bringing a cake, I'll do that from the stage for you, Ashley. If you're bringing a birthday cake, okay? Bringing a birthday cake for Lee, I shall do that on the stage. Don't forget the candles, my darling. Aha! Merlin's mum's got an electric bike. She puts me to shame going up a hill when she's in her 60s, pedalling the bike up the steep hill where she lives in puffing and huffing with all these town folks, thinking she's in good condition. Nope, she has a motor. I love the look of the electric bikes. Very popular in Tel Aviv, in Israel. When I was there a few years ago now, there was a lot of these electric bikes going up and down the seafront. And they whiz along. I don't know what they must be doing, about 15 miles an hour. You can hear them coming. Like that they are. Morning, Craig, in Bridgewater, in Wales. I saw a little news item about, is it Bridgewater? Can't remember where you are now. But I saw a thing on the telly last night. Apparently, Bridgewater or Bridgend, something like that, in Wales, is the country's top recycling place, where I think they recycle over 90% of their stuff here, whereas the average for the country is about 43%. So congratulations to you if that's where you are. I'm sure that's where you are. There you go, Lisa. A look at that. He's in the clear. Sorry, Matthew Kelly. Be very careful what you type, Lisa. You can get done for that, darling. You can get done for that. I'd go backwards and remove your comment if I were you, my love. People, you can't say that about people. The trouble is, Lisa, it's not your fault, darling, but trouble is, a lot of people see stuff on the internet and they quickly cut and paste and it's straight on their Facebook without actually checking it out. Fake news items, and you often get a thing about Facebook about to start charging you, and if you cut and paste something and put it on there, then they won't charge you. It's all pokem. It's all pokem. Absolute loads of rubbish. Most of the stuff you see on there is all fake. You know, so be careful what you're watching there, my darling. Okay? As I said, would you like to do a show going to the gym? No, I don't go to the gym, Azza. Don't go to the gym. It just bores me, that. Absolutely bores me. And Paul says, Halfords in Birmingham, that the cycle thing is upstairs as well. Isn't it funny? Why would you have a cycle repair that upstairs? All right. Some news stories for you this morning. Now, McDonald's cups. I always thought they were just paper with a bit of, I don't know, candle wax, bit of wax on the side. Not according to this story in The Sun. Shaking things up. McDonald's is making the biggest shake-up to its drinks in years, it says here. Under radical plans, the iconic foam cup. Now, did you know it was a foam cup? Oh, you can't see me. Why have you dropped down there? Come back up here. Is that better? The iconic foam cup, which are given if you order an extra large drink, will be thrown in the dustbin of history. I didn't know that. I thought they were all paper cups. Didn't know this, but then again, I don't go to McDonald's much. So, by the end of this year, McDonald's cold beverage cups and trays in every location around the world will be dropped. The company also plans to use 100% recycled fibre-based packaging globally by 2020. For years, environmental groups and some customers have condemned the junk food giant's use of a single-use foam packaging because it's nearly impossible to recycle. The latest decision to stop using foam packaging could encourage other fast food giants to do the same. So that's all good. You know, that's very good. The latest move comes after McDonald's, this is in the Sun this morning, promised to make all of its packaging worldwide recyclable by 2025. And I do remember when they changed, they used to have foam boxes for the burgers, didn't they? Little yellow. I think it depending which item you'd used. I think there was a green one for the fish burgers. There was a big yellow one for the Big Macs. I don't know what the other colours were. Wasn't there a blue? Was there a blue one as well? But they had these different foam things for the burgers. Now they're cardboard. They're just little cardboard things, which I suppose do the job just as well. So good on them for doing that. It says over the next 7 years, the restaurant chain will work on making all bags, straws, wrappers and cups from recycled or renewable materials. So that really is very excellent. I was quite surprised the other day at one of the places I work in, Central Station. And I picked up the straws, in a catty sort of way. And I said to them, well, these aren't very recyclable, are they? I said, what if a little fish bites into this? It'll go straight for his head. And actually, Chris, they're recyclable. These ones deteriorate once they're put in water, which is a bit odd, really. And what if you're halfway through a glass of Coca-Cola and, oh, where's my straw gone? But, so I was wrong with that. But another story about McDonald's here. Just a second. There we are. Kaz says, good morning from the sunny Rhondda Valleys in South Wales. In Welsh Wales. We love Wales. I want to go on holiday there soon. I'll hire a caravan down in Wales at some point, all right? Pete loves the gym. The changing rooms are great. Yeah, you dirty old perv. Come away from those other boys. Davina McCall took over Stars in Their Eyes as well. I remember. Good. Lisa, it might be because there's so many people putting messages. You'll find it, but it would be a good idea to sort of remove that. Courtney says they want McDonald's. Well, go out and get some, love. Go out and get some. But not yet, because I haven't read you the second McDonald's story yet. This one's in the Daily Mail this morning. What's it like to really work at McDonald's? In this morning's Daily Mail, a former McDonald's worker has lifted the lid on what it's really like to work at one of the world's biggest fast food chains. The Daily Mail spoke exclusively to a former employee from a South East London branch of the restaurant who revealed the shocking truth about working under the famous Golden Arches. Robin, who did not reveal her surname. Now, the way they've spelt that, can I just try and adjust my leg? Because I'm getting uncomfortable now. That's better. Robin, who did not reveal her surname. How many Robins can there be spelled R-O-B-Y-N who works in a McDonald's in South East London? That's not a common name, is it? Robin, spelled like that, is it? Anyway, who did not reveal her surname, so already revealed that it's a woman, revealed how the hygiene standards in her branch were shrugged off by co-workers who washed their hands just 3 times during a shift, rather than every half hour as detailed in the staff policy. She recalled watching chefs pick their noses and take out the bins without washing their hands shortly before handling food. How awful and ghastly, dear. She recalled this, and dealing with hundreds of customers every day was not always easy. Oh, I can believe that. When I used to go into the McDonald's in Clapham, only for the apple pies and a cup of tea when I used to work at a place in Clapham. And quite frankly, I've never come across such rude customers in my life. Vile, disgusting scum of the earth. They really are. Actually, the customers that go into the Kentucky, which was 2 doors down, which do a delicious ice cream, or they used to, out of one of those machines, the ones with the whirly stuff comes out at the end. The customers they had in there, well, I mean, I'd be frightened to work there. Vile, disgusting scum. And you've got no right to talk to shop workers like they do. I'd be standing there waiting for, my ice cream. Chips, get me chips. And they do the chips. Lovely, lovely people, lovely staff actually in Kentucky Fried Chicken, in Clapham. All Asians they were, and they'd get the thing, and the bloke would say, "More chips. I want more chips." Well, that's boy. Get me more chips. There was one bloke in there who wanted to use the toilet and said, "I'm afraid that the only toilet we've got is a staff one, which is at the back." He said, "Well, can I use it?" And the bloke says, "No, you can't use it." With that, he's jumped over the counter, literally jumped over the counter. Awful people. Awful. Why, oh, why would anyone ever want to live in Clapham or somewhere like that? Disgusting, scummy people who talk to other people like they're dirt. You've got no right to talk to people on minimum wage like that, or anyone else come to that. Just awful. Anyway, back to this story. Dealing with hundreds of... And I know what South East London is like. I come from South East London. First of all, Peckham. And then we moved southwest to Roehampton, which is southwest London. South East London is not a nice place to live. If you live there, you know I'm right. The story says dealing with hundreds of customers every day is not always easy. And once Robin even spotted a man watching pornography on his phone as he waited for his order. Was it me he was looking at? Oh, don't laugh, that hurt. Oh, God. Oh, dear. I can't cope much longer. I'm going to have to lie down in a minute. McDonald's instructs its staff to wash their hands with antimicrobial... What? Antimicrobial soap. That's a good word, isn't it? I don't like that word, antimicrobial. Difficult to say. It's a bit like using my tin opener. Difficult. Wash their hands with antimicrobial soap at least every 30 minutes. Actually, I wash my hands quite a lot at work. I do, because people are always touching you. I don't mind being touched at work. You ever see me at work, like walking around, you want to have a little grab on my bum or something like that, you go ahead and do that. I'm not going to take you to the Daily Mail. I'm not going to scream sexist or anything like that at you. Don't worry. You grab me as I walk around. That's part of my job. I love it. I love a good slap on the arse from a straight lad. And for them to say, "You're right, you old puff," slap. That's happened so many times. Please don't stop doing it because of a few silly little MPs, dear, who get upset. "Oh, they touched me 60 years ago. I want £20,000. Listen, you touched me and I'm never going to ask for your money, all right? She said the chefs and the till staff are meant to wash their hands every half an hour. That's in the policy. But I would see people picking their noses, wiping their mouths and handling food. I was like, I don't want to eat that. They'd wash their hands when they got in and when they went on their break, but that's it. They washed them maybe 3 times, but it meant to be about 5 times in a shift. It was really unhygienic. They'd take the bins out and then be handling food after some people wouldn't wash their hands at all. Anyway, crazy customers. Here we go. Crazy customers. As one of UK's most popular food outlets, McDonald's, this is in today's Daily Mail, serves customers from all walks of life, which often means unsavoury characters stopping by. Now, of course, you're probably one of the decent people. I very much doubt there's anyone unsavoury watching this programme. I'll tell you where you'll find a lot of unsavoury people, on Periscope. There's some very dodgy people on there doing shows. You just watch, especially at night time. Go on, download Periscope, right? And round about any sort of time from sort of 10 o'clock at night, go on there and see some of the really dodgy characters on there in London who are on in Periscope. Honestly, all rolling up spliffs and all this, that and the other. Yeah, all right. And it seems to be just like a pickup joint after 10 o'clock at night. There's a couple of good people on there, but generally people are trying to pick each other up on Periscope. I didn't need to know it was like a dating app. Well, I say dating, like a hookup app more like, dear. Oh, well, it's degrading when you're at work. Robin told how employees were treated like dirt by their customers. And I've seen this. I've seen this time and time again. And this only happens in London. I've been up to Lincoln. Doesn't happen in Lincolnshire. Or anywhere. I've never seen it anywhere else except South East London. And North London. Actually, North London as well. There was a McDonald's in Camden that I used to visit a long time ago now. And it was getting bad then. The rudeness from people. I've seen security staff outside McDonald's and Kentucky and even Subways. I mean, it's got to be bad when you've got to have a security man standing outside your restaurant, isn't it? I say, well, it's not really a restaurant, is it, McDonald's? It's just like a, I don't know. I mean, well, people say it is a restaurant. To me, it's not a restaurant. A restaurant is where you sit down with a knife and fork and have a proper meal. Or pick up a burger with your hands out of a little bit of, paper blooming thing. Teenagers often deliberately made a mess so that she'd have to clean it up. It's degrading when you're at work, she admitted. Robin recalled an unpleasant Friday night shift when she came across a customer behaving very inappropriately as he waited for his food. She said one Friday night, a man was watching porn while he was waiting for his burger. He was standing there with his back to the wall with his phone angled, but I could see what he was looking at. Isn't this horrific? It says here what not to eat. From fries to Big Macs, the McDonald's menu has a huge variety and plenty of purse-friendly options. But Robin advises customers to only eat the fries and the chicken products like McNuggets or the chicken selects as they can see them being prepared. Even when I go in there now, I never get beef because it's just been sitting there and it tastes really dry. If you order it different to the way it's advertised, it's freshly made, so ask for no onions, lettuce or whatever. And that's it really. So, next time you go into a McDonald's, you might want to think of some of those things. But if you do go into a McDonald's and you do buy their food, please be nice to the staff. It doesn't hurt a little please and thank you now and again. Why do you treat people in fast food restaurants like dirt? They're just people. And who the hell do you think you are talking to people like they're underneath you? I bet you haven't even got a job if you're going to McDonald's and buying it and abusing the staff like that. They don't look like people who would have jobs anyway. Get me chips. Get me this. Get me that. And do you know how to speak to them anymore? Can I get an apple pie? What do you mean, can I get an apple pie? May I have an apple pie, please? Just awful, dreadful, ghastly people. They really are. Let's go back to some of your messages then. Good morning to Yasir. Morning, Yasir. All right, welcome to the show. What is that little... Is that a little flag there? Where is that flag from? Is that a Turkish flag? The green with the crescent? I think it might be a Turkish. I think you're into... Turkish are the best hairdressers. I did a little hairdresser show yesterday. Courtney's going to definitely go and try a burger from her branch. Well, you're after the free bogies, are you? Good morning, Kevin Bell. Welcome along. Welcome to Paul, to Kevin, Lubna. Welcome, Lubna. Jolly Green. No more McDonald's for my lot. Well, jolly. I mean, it's probably not the same everywhere. Just ask them to wash their hands before they cook your burger. All right? I don't know why you didn't get a notification, Kevin. All right? Morning, Anne Taplin. Seeing you later for lunch and as my bodyguard at council. Anne, you may just have Ronnie this morning. I'm not sure. I'm having a bit of trouble moving around. I've done my back yesterday. There's a hair hanging down somewhere. Don't you hate that? I can see a hair. Is it still there? Let me do that. No, it's gone now. There was a hair. Oh, no, it's still there. Where's this hair? Where's this hair? Oh, talking of things to eat. Look, here's something new that we tried last night. Ronnie came round. I've done my back in a bit, Anne. So you may have Ronnie on his own. Or I may just come down quickly and just to say hello. I tried these yesterday. Ever tried these? Papaya. Now, where do these come from? One minute. Let's see where these come. Papaya. From Brazil. Papaya. Variety golden. And I can only describe them as looking like large pears. Now, they weren't cheap. I think they were about £2.50 for two. Anyway, we thought we'd try them last night. So I cut a bit off, shoved it in my mouth. Vile. Absolutely vile. How can anyone eat these? They're horrible. They're really, really horrible. So don't eat any of those. Anyone else tried these? A papaya. A papaya. I like the word papaya. Not nice. Absolutely vile taste of them. And my mate cut a bit more off and he said, I'll try some as well. And he spat his straight out into the wrapper. Not nice papaya. Kevin misses clubbing when he was in his 20s. I didn't really go clubbing until I was in my 30s, funnily enough, Kevin. Good morning to Robin. Robert Dexter. Morning, Robber. Bob in Shrewsbury. Been a while since we saw you, Rob. Nice to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Kevin says you should see how selfish people in the States treat people like dirt. None of that nice matter stuff. No, it's just awful. I just wish people were a bit nicer to other people, especially working in shops. It's just horrendous. Horrendous, it really is. Okay. Ross, don't get to catch the live shows. What do you mean, Ross? Oh, you watch the recording usually, do you? You watch the recordings usually. Is that what you mean, Ross? I think that's what you mean. Good. What else have we got here? Teacher gets drunk in this morning's Daily Mirror. Did you have a drunk teacher at school? I don't think I ever came across a drunk teacher, but we had one. Mr. Ferguson was his name. He passed away some years ago. He was a music teacher and he liked his pipe. He used to have this pipe, smoking away at his pipe all the time. And he'd disappear into his office. And he'd open the door to his office and these clouds of smoke used to come out into the classroom. He was a wonderful teacher, Mr. Ferguson. London Oratory School I went to. Anyway, in a Daily Mirror this morning, a teacher has been suspended after she allegedly got drunk in a school classroom as she drank booze from a hot water bottle. Pupils noticed the woman was intoxicated and alerted senior staff at Perth High School, it was claimed. She is accused of being visibly drunk and acting in an obnoxious and nasty manner towards her students, claimed the Daily Record. It was claimed the teacher was removed from the classroom by a member of the school's management team after concerns were raised she was carrying a booze around in a hot water bottle. How funny is that? No one sees the funny side of any of this, don't you? I'd be howling. If I was a school pupil and my teacher turned up drunk, I'd be killing myself laughing. Wouldn't you? I wouldn't report him. God's sake, man. No one can have any fun anymore. Fun has now been cancelled. No one is allowed to have fun. Oh, well, what if something happens to one of the children? Oh, what's going to happen? God's sake, the teacher was said to be in such an inebriated state that she did not notice the two children leaving the classroom, nor the pair returning with the senior member of staff. I'd have them chucked out of school, telling tales on people. My dad told me not to tell tales on people. Don't tell tales. Let them get on with it. Well, besides, you could have mucked around at the back of the class, couldn't you? You could just be mucking around. She wouldn't have noticed. I love it. It's believed the teacher was unaware she was being observed by a senior manager before she was escorted from the classroom and later suspended. Oh, God's sake. How boring. Perth and Kinross Council, the local authority responsible for the secondary school, said they were unable to comment on individual members of staff. What, except to say that they were drunk? No sense of humour, some people at all, do they? Absolutely no sense of humour. Kevin doesn't drink. Good. I haven't drunk for years and years and years. Not for years. Oh, so Ross, you watched the recording, huh? Okay, I didn't know that. We'll do one more story then. Let's have a look here. One more story for you today, which is something I've been thinking about for some time now. I don't like sprays. I don't like deodorants or polish or anything where you go pss, 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 and it goes all over the place. Now, there are certain people, Ron is one of them actually, my mate's one of them, who go to the gym. And after the gym, they go in the shower and they get in the and they I mean, honestly, they must put on half a can of deodorant. Now, I can understand, I understand about, and they're breathing in all this stuff. All this stuff. It says in the mail. When I arrived at my hotel room, I didn't unpack immediately. I went straight back out and walked until I found a newsagent where I could buy a roll of packaging tape. Back at the hotel, I carefully taped up the crack around the door of my room. I showered and washed my hair, then hung my clothes in the bathroom and shut the door on them. Only then, as I lay in my bed, sealed like a pharaoh, did my headache gradually begin to fade. This was 3 years ago, during a book tour. It might sound like eccentric behaviour, but sealing myself into hotel rooms with heavy-duty tape is something that's become necessary to make my life bearable. Why? Put simply, these days I cannot be exposed to fragrances of any kind. Most people take scents, whether they be from perfumes, aftershave, or added to detergents, room sprays, or candles, for granted. Until it happened to me, I'd never heard of anyone who had a problem with fragrance. Since childhood, I'd loved perfume. The smell of Lanvin's Arpeggier, for example, was linked in my mind with the excitement and pleasure. Then when I became older, I loved the shapes of the perfume bottles, but for a long time I couldn't understand what always happened after a short time. After I sailed out on a date in a cloud of scent, within half an hour I'd get a headache. My eyes would get dry and sore, my nose would get congested. It took a long time for me to make the connection between my symptoms and perfume. By the time my children came along in my 30s, I stopped using the scent. So that's interesting. Then a friend, it's not just the sprays according to this, then a friend gave me a pretty bottle of perfume as a gift. As soon as I dabbed it on, a headache started up. It was so immediate and unexpected that finally I could see the pattern. When I used perfume, I got a headache. When I didn't get a headache. By the time I reached my 50s, I became a lot more sensitive to scents of all kinds. It wasn't just what I used myself, it was the stuff other people were using as well. So that's very, very interesting, isn't it? Scientists recently concluded that everyday chemicals, including cleaning products, perfumes and paints, are now contributing to air pollution more than cars. The tiny particles contained in these compounds are said to be harmful to our lungs, and concentration levels are 10 times worse inside the home than outdoors. So that's very, very interesting, that. And I've always thought, certainly people spraying stuff in the gymnasium changing rooms. As always, I can feel that going down my throat. Is it like that for you as well? It's just awful, horrible stuff. When I've asked my mate, when you go and spray, can you go and stand round the corner? But of course, it still comes round. I don't think he's aware of that. It still comes round the corner. Liken it to smoking. You have a smoke, blow out the cigarette smoke, right? Whether you're at that end of the room or standing next to me, eventually that smoke gets to me. The same as the blooming spray stuff. It's just awful breathing in that stuff all the time. Really is. Okay, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Let's say happy birthday this morning to Rosemary Dixon. One of our lovely Manilow ladies. Happy birthday to Rosemary. You're right, darling. Happy birthday, Rosemary Dixon. A very young, all the sixes, 66. I'll be there in 11 years' time, Rosemary. Happy birthday to you, darling. All right. Happy birthday to David Bethel. It says you're 105. I'm not sure if that's quite correct, David. You might want to check your Facebook thing for that. Happy birthday, David. Toni Marie Coy is a young 25 years old today. Happy birthday, Toni. Hariet Herrywood is 43 years old today. Rosemary, there's Rosemary again, one of our Manilow ladies. You've got 2 profiles there, Rosemary. Did you forget your password, lovey? Did you forget your password on one of them? Yeah, that's right. 6 and 6, clickety-click. Thank you, Andrew. Kay Stafford, happy birthday, Kay. I think you're a DJ, aren't you, Kay? Yes, happy birthday to you. Billy Carl, hello, Billy. A young 36 today. Happy birthday, Billy. And Charlene Chambers, it's her birthday as well today. So happy birthday to all of you. Let us sing a little song for you. A young 36. Oh, now why is that? That shouldn't be me coming through there. How strange and mysterious. One moment, please. Now, why is that? Hang on. Now, why is that? What if I do that mute thing? 1 minute, mute site. Is that all right? Have I gone? I've gone, good. I don't know why. I could hear myself then. How strange. Let's do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rosemary, David, Toni, Hariet, Kai, Billy and Charlene. Happy birthday to you. There we are. All birthdays done, all stories done. Finally, Andrew says she ought to go on Dragon's Den with that hot water bottle. It's better than a hip flask. Yes, I think it's an excellent idea. Plus, of course, with a hot water bottle and your booze in there, you can just roll it up afterwards and put it somewhere small and safe, can't you? There we go then. Have a lovely Friday, boys and girls. Hopefully I'll be at the karaoke tonight. I might have to get Ronnie to drive us in. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do about tonight, but I'll definitely be there. Karaoke tonight is... Have I got a little thing on there? Is that the one? No, that's Mondays. Okay, same place though. Karaoke tonight is at Central Station Bar. Good morning, Peter. I see you popping up there. Karaoke tonight is at Central Station Bar. Join me and the lovely staff at Central Station tonight from 8:30 right the way through until midnight this evening. Come and sing us a song or just sit there and watch. There's plenty of people come along to karaoke nights and just watch. Come and see our wonderful characters performing. And also, generally, we have a couple of really good singers as well. I am actually looking for a karaoke night at the moment. I'm looking for a Tuesday, a Thursday or a Sunday. So if you know anywhere, and generally, you know, I travel. I mean, obviously not to Australia, but, you know, I've got a car, we'll travel. A little bit bored having 3 nights off a week, to be honest. It was the whole idea at this point from this year I would go to 3 nights off a week, but it's kind of not really working out for me. I'm just bored. I get bored, and then I do have trouble sleeping on a night off for some reason. I don't know why. I just can't get to sleep on a night off. I need to either go out, and I don't like to go out unless I'm working. You see what I mean? Or go and work. So I am looking for a karaoke night, either Tuesday, Thursday or Sunday, or a quiz night either. You know, one or the other, or both. You can do both in a night. Not DJing, because I got a bit bored with that. So karaoke or quiz night, Tuesday, Thursday or Sunday. If you know of anywhere, do let us know. Okay, boys and girls. But tonight, Central Station, 8:30 until midnight. Come and see us. Ross says, would you come to Perth and do a karaoke night? Oh, of course, yes. But it would be a little bit expensive, that one. You know, you'd be flying me business class. I'm not sitting in the back. Eh? Nice. Oh, no, I'm not worried about a posh hotel. Not at all. You know, 2-star hotel is fine for me. Shower, bed and bath. No spiders, no snakes. Thank you very much. That's it for the show today. Have a lovely time. Hopefully be with you tomorrow. And, you know, tomorrow morning I usually record my music and chat show before I come up and talk to you. And then it just depends on the time, really. So have a nice Friday. And I'll see some of you at the karaoke tonight at Central Station. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.